Judas Iscariot. His name has become a symbol of betrayal across cultures and languages. But who was he, really? How did a man chosen by Jesus, who walked with him, eat with him, and served alongside him, come to betray the Son of God with a kiss? Judas was one of the 12 disciples personally chosen by Jesus. He was known as Iscariot, likely indicating that he came from Kerioth, a town in Judea. That would make him the only Judean among the disciples. All the rest were Galileans. This already made him a bit of an outsider. Still, he was trusted. In fact, he was made treasurer of the group, holding the money bag and handling financial matters. But the Bible tells us in John 12:6 that Judas was a thief. He helped himself to what was put in the money bag. This shows that even while he followed Jesus, his heart was already turning towards sin. He saw firsthand the miracles of Jesus, raising the dead, healing the sick, feeding the multitudes, but something in him remained unmoved. The final straw seems to come at Bethany. In John 12, Mary anointed Jesus' feet with expensive perfume. Judas objected, pretending to care for the poor, but in truth, he was angry that the perfume wasn't sold so he could steal the money. His outward appearance of concern masked a heart of greed. Shortly after, Judas made his decision. Matthew 26, chapter 14 says, "Then one of the 12, whose name was Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, 'What will you give me if I deliver him over to you?' And they paid him 30 pieces of silver. That was the price of a slave. Judas valued Jesus no more than a servant. At the Last Supper, Jesus said one of them would betray him. Each disciple asked, 'Is it I?' Judas asked too. Jesus answered, 'You have said so.' But still, Judas went through with the plan. Later that night, in the Garden of Gethsemane, he approached Jesus and gave him a kiss, the signal for betrayal. Jesus looked at him and said, 'Friend, do what you came to do.' That word, friend, is haunting. Even in the moment of betrayal, Jesus addressed Judas with compassion. But Judas had chosen his path. When he saw that Jesus was condemned, he was filled with remorse. He threw the 30 pieces of silver back into the temple and said, 'I have sinned by betraying innocent blood.' But instead of seeking forgiveness from God, he gave in to despair. Matthew 27:5 says, 'And throwing down the pieces of silver into the temple, he departed, and he went and hanged himself.' If you enjoyed learning about the Bible, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about what story you want to see next.